Greetings, Philhoovians. Hope you're having a good week so far. Well, it's now time to look at the modern era of Doctor Who, and we're going to start with the very first episode, Rose. So, here we go. Rose Tyler, a teenage shop assistant, is chased by mannequins in the basement of Henrik's, the department store where she works. She is rescued by the Doctor, who destroys the building with an explosion. The next day, the Doctor visits Rose at her home, where he is attacked by a plastic mannequin arm which he and Rose subdue. Rose investigates the Doctor and meets Clive, who has been tracking the Doctor's appearances throughout history. Clive tells Rose the Doctor is dangerous, and that if he's here, something bad is about to happen. How do you know that? While Rose is talking to Clive, her boyfriend Mickey Smith is kidnapped by a wheelie bin and replaced with a plastic doppelganger. Yeah, boy. The fake Mickey takes Rose to lunch and attempts to question her about the Doctor, but the Doctor shows up and beheads the doppelganger. The Doctor takes Rose and the plastic head to the TARDIS and attempts to use the head to locate the controlling signal. With the head connected, the TARDIS takes them to the London Eye. The Doctor explains to Rose that the fake Mickey was an Auton, controlled by a signal from the Nestene consciousness. He has a vial of antiplastic that can be used to destroy the Nestene if necessary. Realizing that the transmitter is the London Eye itself, Rose and the Doctor descend underneath it to stop the Nestene consciousness. They find Mickey, tied up but alive, and the Doctor speaks to the Nestene consciousness. He tries to negotiate with it, but the consciousness blames the Doctor for the destruction of its planet. The consciousness activates all the Autons at a shopping arcade, where several shoppers are shot and killed, including Clive. Aww. The Doctor is also held down by a pair of Autons, but Rose rescues him and the antiplastic drops into the vat where the Nestene consciousness resides, killing it. With the consciousness dead, the Autons all collapse. The Doctor uses the TARDIS to take Mickey and Rose home, then persuades Rose to join him as his new companion in the TARDIS. Yay! Now let's look at a little bit of continuity. Both the Autons and the Nestene consciousness first appeared in the serial Spearhead from Space, and then reappeared in Terror of the Autons. Now let's look at the production of this episode, beginning with background and casting. Doctor Who originally ran from 1963 to 1989, when it was cancelled after its 26th season. Television producer Russell T Davies had been lobbying the BBC in an attempt to revive the show from the late 90s, and reached the discussion phase in 2002. It was announced in September 2003 that Doctor Who was returning and would be produced by BBC Wales via a BBC press release. The format of the program was changed to 45-minute episodes, lightening the pace. Davies was inspired by American series such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Smallville, in particular by using Buffy's structure of season-long story arcs around a big bad villain. It was announced in March 2004 that Christopher Eccleston would be playing the Doctor. Jane Tranter, BBC controller of drama commissioning, stated that casting an actor of Eccleston's reputation signaled, quote, our intention to take Doctor Who into the 21st century, as well as retaining its core traditional values, to be surprising, edgy, and eccentric. Eccleston is the ninth actor to play the Doctor since the program started in 1963. New actors are able to take over the role through a plot device regeneration, introduced in 1966, in which the character of the Doctor changes body and identity. Russell T Davies decided to begin the revived series with a new Doctor rather than show the regeneration, as he believed it was, quote, madness, to start with someone and then change him before the audience could build a relationship with him. Davies wanted to initially approach revival as a, quote, new program. Eccleston's characters are more, quote, down-to-earth than previous Doctors. Davies referred to him as, quote, stripped down, while also having, quote, fun and humor. Eccleston's costume of a battered leather jacket was in Davies' original pitch, but the clothing also went with Eccleston's desire not to have clothes dominating his time on the show. The Ninth Doctor's clothes do not dominate him, but rather create a simple silhouette and a, quote, action man vibe. Billie Piper's casting as Rose Tyler was announced in May 2004. According to executive producer Julie Gardner, former pop star Piper, quote, fits the bill perfectly as a, quote, unique dynamic partner for Christopher Eccleston. Davies described Rose as, quote, the ordinary person who stumbles into something extraordinary and finds herself their equal. Camille Coduri, sorry if I mispronounced that, and Noel Clarke were also cast to play Rose's mother and boyfriend, respectively. Davies wanted to include these characters to, quote, make her real and to, quote, give her a life. Rose's family is also working class, which had rarely been seen in companions of the show prior to Rose. Interesting. Now on to writing and filming. The episode name had been gradually shortened. In Davies' pitch, it had been called Rose Meets the Doctor and the Journey Begins. On his contract, Rose Meets the Doctor, and finally shortened to Rose. Also changed from Davies' original pitch were the names of the supporting characters. Judy Tyler became Jackie Tyler, and Muggsy Smith became Mickey Smith. Davies had trouble coming up with how Mickey was supposed to be captured by the Nest team while waiting for Rose in the car, and finally realized he could be lured by a plastic wheelie bin. He commented that such instances of the ordinary being made scary made Doctor Who unique. Davies had to take out, quote, oblique references to the Autons being like terrorists, as the Eye was once a target of a terrorist attack. The entrance of the Doctor was something much debated. Trent and other members of the production team wanted it to be more dramatic, but the scene was never reshot. Davies remarked that it reflects Rose's point of view, whereas a more dramatic entrance would reflect the audience's excitement at the Doctor coming back. The scene in which the Auton arm attacks in the Tyler's flag was originally much longer, but was revised. The episode originally underran by several minutes, and a scene with the Doctor and Rose was added a month or so later. Davies wanted the Doctor to realize that Rose had something to offer to his cause. Their holding hands while running was meant to signify that they were a team, despite him not asking her yet, and they were not to question their relationship. The episode was intended to be from Rose's point of view. For audience identification purposes, Davies wanted the alien menace to be easily mistaken as human, so that it was possible for Rose to mistake the aliens for humans. Davies felt that there was no need to create a new monster, as the Autons met these criteria. The Auton sequences were difficult to film because the costumes were uncomfortable for the actors, which meant that frequent breaks from filming were needed. Computer-generated imagery was used in post-production to cover up the zip around the back of the necks of the Auton costumes. Davies wanted to recreate the scene of the Autons breaking out of shop windows from their first appearance as Spearhead from space. Although he had the budget to actually smash the glass instead of just cutting around it like in Spearhead. The episode was storyboarded by artist Anthony Williams. Davies offered Edgar Wright the opportunity to direct the episode, but Wright was forced to decline, as he was still working on Shaun of the Dead. Instead, the episode was directed by Keith Boak. Rose began filming in Cardiff on July 20th, 2004, as part of the first production block alongside episodes 4 and 5. Howells doubled in for the interior of Henrik's during filming on July 20th. The Autons' attack during the climax was filmed on Working Street, Cardiff, from July 20th to July 22nd. Another scenes filmed in Cardiff on July 21st. A London bus and a van of the London Evening Standard drove by to give the illusion of London. 5 days were spent filming in London. While the DVD commentary was said the first 5 days of the show was in London, production notes in Doctor Who: The Complete History placed London from filming July 26th to July 30th. On July 26th, the production team was given permission to add more lights to the London Eye. For the scene in which the Doctor and Rose were running through London, also on the night of July 26th, careful timing was undertaken by the production team because they wanted a London bus to travel behind them. This had to be accomplished by waiting for a bus to come. The exterior of Rose's council estate was filmed at the Brandon Estate in London from July 20th to July 30th. From August 2nd to 3rd, service tunnels in the basement of a hospital in Cardiff were used for the basement of Henrik's, where Rose is menaced by the Autons. Now there's a little bit about the pizza restaurant. The pizza restaurant is La Fosse. It took the production team a while to find a restaurant that would require minimal set dressing, but would be willing to close for a day. The team filmed at La Fosse on August 22nd. The area underneath the London Eye, where the Doctor and Rose confront the nesting consciousness, was filmed in an unused paper mill in Grangetown, Cardiff. It underwent steam cleaning because there was such high health and safety concerns. They were only permitted to film for 3 days, which required that some of the sequence to be cut. Originally, there was to be another Auton making involved. Thank goodness that never happened. Filming took place at the paper mill from August 23rd to 25th. The scene where Rose joins the Doctor is at St. David's Market, filmed on August 26th. The production team sought to film the Cardiff scenes in secrecy. The day before they began, the Cardiff Council issued a press release naming the streets where they would be filming. Studio filming took place in August and September in Newport Warehouse Unit Q2. The lift movement was recorded at Broadcasting House, Cardiff on September 11th. Special effects producer Mike Tucker was reminded of the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun when reading the scene in which Nestine's lair is blown up, and saw it displayed as a major effect. The direction team built a 1/6 scale model of the paper mill where the explosions were filmed. Tucker did a model explosion for the destruction of Henrik's as well, although that was only for the roof. The rest was done by CGI. The production team considered doing the explosion practically, but that would have been too expensive. Really? Model work was filmed on 16mm film at the BBC Model Unit on Kendal Avenue in London from September 15th to 16th. When the episode underran, Euros Lyn directed additional materials set outside Rose's estate during the second production block, this time recorded on Gabalfa, Cardiff, on October 18th. On November 10th, Lyn directed an insert shot of Jackie Tyler at HTV's Culverhouse Cross, Studio 1 in Cardiff. In the original script, Rose's first experience of seeing the TARDIS interior was shared with the audience. Director Keith Boak, however, wanted her to exit and run outside the TARDIS before entering again, at which point the interior would be revealed to the audience. This change was eventually embraced by the executive producers. Davis remarked that he originally wanted to take Rose and the audience inside the TARDIS in all one shot, but this was not feasible with the budget. This effect would later be accomplished in the 2012 Christmas special, The Snowman. Wow. Who knew that a lot would go into making just one Doctor Who episode? I mean, holy crap. So overall, this is a very good first introduction to the modern era. This is a very good beginning to the modern era of Doctor Who, and it's definitely a good place to start if you've never seen the show before. So overall, I give Rose 5 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, tune in next week as we take a look at The End of the World. Ooh. So until then, this is Suvi and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly, baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, vests are cool, and Stetsons are cool.